Hey Gemini, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. We take what works, we leave what doesn't. And if I don't catch your wavelength on this reading, go check your other major placements. Those would be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And if you, okay, all right. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. It helps other people find my channel. And a like button is nice too. I like. Okay, we're starting off with the Oracle decks of Moonology and Work Your Light, and then we'll move to a more traditional tarot spread. But we're going to use the Muse card, the Muse deck, the Muse tarot again this week, and it does open up more intuitive readings, and I'm just going to flow with those rather than trying to do if that opens up that way. Oh, 5 cards, not even 4. Oh, rude. Okay. Well, let's just start with this Moonology, Gemini. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So starting something out on your best foot, feeling very confident. Make sure that, you know, whatever you're embarking on, that you have that sense that this can happen. And, you know, we approach things very differently when we are sure and we are confident that something, or at least as confident as anybody can be, that we can actually do our part to create a successful situation, and that we do it in faith. You know, it's just the difference between rifling through a drawer looking for a screwdriver that you know is there versus looking for a screwdriver that may be there or maybe someplace else. If it may be there, you just kind of, I don't know. If you know you put it there yesterday, then you're going to look a lot harder and work a lot harder. So that's a lot of what this means to me, is this confidence is your key to success. Work like you know that you're going to be successful, and that you know that you have what it takes. Priestess, you are being called to step up and lead. So this is probably you starting something, you needing to initiate something, initiating a conversation, initiating some sort of activity. This is you taking initiative to do something. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So you're getting an intuitive hit here. You're getting something that you probably already have with this, like you need to step up and lead and initiate something. You're probably already knowing what that is. But there might be a subtler, a quieter nudge on you this week or in this time period. And so make sure that you are allowing that, and allowing that your intuition to have a say here, and really listening to it, and what your higher self is guiding you to do. It may not be perfectly clear. I was just saying it was, but it may not be perfectly clear. So you may need to take some time out to get quiet and allow that inner voice an audience. Because our brain tends to drown it out. Brain can be really loud. Our wants, desires, all that can be really loud. And we kind of need to like sit down, be quiet, everybody. We got to listen to something else here. It's very quiet. It's whispering. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. So again, we have some sort of initiation card, you taking action, you doing something to change the energy. It could be your energy or just the energy of a relationship dynamic. It looks like it is a relationship dynamic here, or something like that. So change the energy, I think this is like being more confident in yourself, changing that energy, knowing. I also love this because it mixed with the Priestess card. It's like you have a right to bring your energy into any relationship and any room you enter, and you can't help it, but acknowledging, because that is just what you're doing anyway. Every time you enter a room, you're bringing your energy, right? But acknowledging that, maybe even being a little more intentional about what energy you're bringing, and that you do change the dynamic in every relationship you're in, because you're 50% of the energy in that relationship. So you just being in it changes the dynamic, and you have a right to exist, a right to take up your space, and a right to be in that and bring that energy in, and to change dynamics of relationships. So we have you needing to be confident, you needing to change some sort of energy with this next card coming. I think it might be a relationship. You needing to take some intuition, some intuitive initiative, intuitive initiative. And then here we have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So there's, this is something about breaking a contract, breaking something that's gone on for a while, and you get to change that dynamic. You get to change it, and you need to be confident that you can change that dynamic, that of whatever this relationship is. That niggle is calling you. It is very quiet, but you understand you're taking back your power. And that's the way in which you need to change the dynamic and the energy, is to take back your energy maybe. And you get to make that change. You get to change the dynamic of some sort of situation that is depleting you or hindering you or holding you back. This is sort of our devil card, not really our devil card, but it is right now, something that's taken power away from you. And you do actually have so much power in this situation. Be very confident that you can change the dynamic here. All right, now moving on to the moose. I can't say muse, apparently. Muse. Yeah, the muse. I'm going to pretend I'm a cat when I say it. I think I can get it out that way. One goofy lady. All right, Gemini. Here is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Alrighty, dighty. In your recent past, you have, I'll say, change in the dynamic. You have 9 of emotions. This is very satisfying. You've experienced a lot of success recently that you're very proud of. You got what you came for. It was very satisfying. There's been some satisfaction here. You want to you've really enjoyed a success in a certain area of your life. You were able to create something, able to, as we say, manifest something, but just being able to accomplish what you wanted to accomplish here. And it was very satisfying and enjoyable and delightful. Exciting even. And to sit among your treasures here of what you've achieved and what you've accomplished. The 9s are very, they are like you've accomplished something, you've manifested something, you brought something into the world. The 10s are more like this is the end of this cycle and it's as good as it's going to get. But the 9s are almost like the pinnacle. I want to say it's like the Cinderella story, where we go through, and then there's a little bit of a drop at the end at the 10s. But the 9s, we have the fullest, the peak of having achieved something. This could be very emotional, relationship oriented, or just anything in your life. You feel very, very satisfying emotions. Yeah. And then in your current situation, we have 4 of emotions. We have breaking a cycle, breaking out of something. It's been overindulged, overdone, something's been too much. It's realizing that you don't need this anymore, or you don't need some aspect of this. And you're realizing that you are enough, you have enough, you are complete as you are. And so this gives you the power to break cycles, to break out of dissatisfying cycles. And I see a little bit of that right here. Like, this always reminds me of like something, the 4 of emotions to me is that something's being offered and that offer is being refused. That offer is being refused because we've already done this a couple times. We've already been round and round and round about this, and we don't need to do it anymore. It's been an overindulgence of some sort of dynamic. It's been repeated too much, repeated too often. It's like if Charlie Brown ever actually said to Lucy, no, I'm not even playing this game with you anymore about kicking the football. You know how Lucy would hold the football and then be like, okay, Charlie Brown, I really promise this time you can kick it. This time you can kick it. What if Charlie Brown one day, and he never does, like, because the writers deceased now, so he never will, was like, you know, Lucy, I've had enough, and just walked away. And every single time you think he's going to walk away, you think he's going to get it. Like, this pattern just keeps repeating. Just walk away, step away from it. It's not satisfying. You always feel like a fool, like an idiot. And you're just cheering for Charlie Brown so much to not ever, I don't know if anyone else gets that into Peanuts comic strips, but you're just cheering for Charlie Brown to someday like wake up and stop indulging Lucy's sick, twisted game. But he never does. But you do. That's what the Four of Emotions is about here. This is you going, Lucy, go fuck yourself. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate this pattern. I hate the way that we relate. I don't like it. It's not satisfying for me. It doesn't feed me. And I feel like I've done it way too many times. So that's what I'm getting a little bit from this, is breaking some sort of pattern. I mean, it is protection, call your power back, cut the cords. That's exactly what this is. Soul retrieval. You're enough without this dynamic, without this situation, without what's being offered. You don't really need that right now. And it can just be changing patterns. It doesn't have to be like, I mean, there is a little bit of a breakup vibe here, but I'm not saying break up. I'm just saying there's a dynamic here. And we have this change the energy, cut the cord. There's a dynamic here that can be shifted, that can be changed. And it's a dynamic where, you know, you experience some amount of shame with it. And this is getting rid of that shame, getting it away, getting it off of you. It doesn't belong with you here. And realizing that you're enough. You don't need this. You don't need this pattern. And you certainly don't need the shame you feel when you indulge it, or when you continuously are stuck in this pattern and then hate yourself later for having said yes again or having done something. So you're changing a dynamic. You have the right, you have the power, and we have this priestess power to change the energy, change the dynamic, and protect yourself a little more, because this Four of Emotions is too depleting. So that's where you're at right now. That's the current situation. In your inner landscape, you have Five of Emotions. Something's melting here, something that's been maybe a grief. I get from this card a grief that's been frozen in time. A grief that's been frozen in time, and it's starting to melt and starting to flow. There's something that happened that was where, and you may have been afraid to grieve, you may not have been ready to grieve, so it just kind of got encapsulated, frozen, rigid idea of the sadness, and then now it's starting to melt, it's starting to flow as it should, as water should. It's starting to be a little less sharp, a little easier to work with. We've got emotions all up on the front here. These are cups. So this whole past, present, and your inner landscape are all dealing with emotions. Emotion of being sick of something, having overindulged something, being sick of it. The emotions, really possibly very private grief that you might be experiencing from something that happened before, but you haven't truly moved on from it. You're just starting to sort of process something, and I think it's connected to this Four of Emotions. And maybe there was some success early on that was very rewarding and very exciting, but it's way lost. The thrill is way gone here. This is not what you wanted after all. And then there's some sort of grief, I feel like, that comes, whatever you're processing, I think it comes from something that could be from before this success. Anyway, it's interesting because it's 9 of emotions, and then we have 4 and 5, which equal 9, of course. So something about the success is connected to a pattern that's been repeated too much, and needing to release and let flow some emotion, some grief, and start crying again, and we really want these emotions to flow through us. We're a living vessel, and these emotions are energy waves, and we really want them to be flowing through us. We don't want to block them or stop them anywhere. So we want that energy to move through us, so we release our emotions. We cry when we want to cry, maybe not. Maybe we hold it in for 5 minutes so we can get someplace a little more private or safe, but we cry, we laugh, we let that really flow through us so that we're not blocking it and stopping it and even somatizing it into our bodies. So What's at issue here is this 8 of inspiration, a blockage of communication. Oh, see, I was saying you got to start a conversation here to change the energy. We have blocked movement and blocked communication. This is going to be very frustrating. Oh, that's interesting because I was talking about the stopping of the flow of emotions. Here we've got a stoppage of a flow of energy that wants to come in, a flow of communication, a flow of movement, energy. It's just stopped. And it's not stopped in like here I've come to a nice little rest stop here. It's like absolutely, it's blocked. There's no movement forward, and there's not going to be, because how do you stop this train from moving? You stop it with a great bottled up force, a great, I'm going to try to turn off my heater here. All right. It's a little bit of a jet engine, and it's like right here. So anyway, it gets a little loud. So this blocked energy, something wants to move forward, something should be moving forward. It could be communication, very strong communication. Rather than communicate your dissatisfaction, it's been stopped up. I mean, that's what we're seeing here is dissatisfaction, internal freezing in that situation, and then we've got reversed energy. Either it's coming in, it's just way too strong, and maybe that's where you need to change the energy, is softening it. We'll see, or it's just blocked. There's a blockage here. It's going to cause a little energy pimple, I guess, a little energy zit here, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not cute. So then in your environment, we have the high priestess or the priestess here. This is things that you can't see. There are things you don't know. There are things you don't know about the situation, which I've been dealing with that this week a lot personally, is just like a lot of things that people didn't know, and actions were taken, movements were made, and there were just things that people didn't know fully, and if they had, maybe would have made different decisions or something. But we have this half-hidden situation. There may be something in your environment that's hinting, giving you this niggle. This is the priestess trusts her niggle, right? Oh, we've got 2 priestesses here. Ta-da! Very spiritual reading, lots of leadership here, lots of spiritual connection and trusting of the intuition. Because next we do have inspiration. So trust the niggle with these 2 here, this high priestess being called to lead, and being called to lead from a place of intuition. But this is in your environment, so this could be someone in your environment who is very highly spiritual. This could also be something in your environment that is intentionally hiding things from you, because and with this thing right here in the reverse is communication not happening. That's what it looks more like to me, is that someone's hiding something. You're probably intuiting it. You're probably realizing, you might be intuiting it so strongly you don't even realize that you're not supposed to know something. But you're in. There's something going on in your environment. So this could be a spiritual leader. Someone who is very spiritual in your environment, and they're seeing things but not speaking about them. It can also be just hidden things intentionally hidden, maybe for your better good, maybe not. You won't know that until you find out, right? And then you'll be like, I wish I hadn't known that. It really was for my better good to not know that. But wow, 2 priestess cards and 2 really strong trust your intuition cards. And not knowing, that's what I was trying to get at. Not knowing something might actually be protecting you from something. You may be being protected spiritually from something that's not working out, or that you can't see, or that you're not allowed into. It could be actually a really, really good thing also. So in your to-do list, you have 4 of inspiration. This is our 1111 card. This is making a move to level up. And there's always going to be like a communication vibe with the 4 here. There's going to be, it comes under 4 of emotions. So 4 of emotions is had it, sick of it, overindulged. But 4 of inspiration is a little happier. Inspiration or wands is a little happier in this place than the emotions were. It's It's got to do with engagement, commitment, leveling up, and leveling up in a way that allows you to plan for the next step. So there's some sort of engagement going on here, or some sort of, it does have to do with communication. It does have to do with communication about the next steps, communication about what goes on next, communication about what has already gone on. It's a marker. It's a mile marker. You know, it's not the completion of anything, but it's a mile marker. Like here, we publicly state what we have, what's going on, and it doesn't have to be public, but there's a communication thing here, and it's a communication about having hit a milestone and a mile marker. And we're both, it's a moment here to both look at where we've been, how far we've come, and to communicate about that, and then to communicate about our intentions going forward and what we're promising or what we would like to see going forward. So it's one of those moments in time, and it has to do with communication. It's usually a very beautiful vibe. So something here hasn't been to your liking, but you're changing the energy. You're going to be successful here in bringing in initiating a conversation and bringing in a very positive vibe where we look at how far we've come, and then we commit to or talk about our plans for the future. And it's a nice little milestone, mile marker. It's got good energy, which you are changing the energy of this dynamic, which has not been good so far. I think we open up the blockage here with a 4 here with the communication about this. And it could be opening up this blockage. But you do have to initiate it, and you have to initiate with a full sense that this can work. You can't be initiating conversations where you're like, it's just going to be the same old, same old. It's just going to be bullshit. I mean, it might be, but you can't come in with that attitude, or with that attitude, Missy. You can't come in with that because it can create that whole energy that you're already coming in with. So we don't fix shitty situations or bad communication by coming in with further bad communication. We fix them by bringing our best attitudes, our best selves, our full confidence that it's going to work out. And then we let the other side of the equation do what the other side of the equation is going to do. But we bring in our greatest hopes for success, and our greatest hopes to we're changing a dynamic here. We're changing a relationship dynamic, and you've got to do that conversation from a hopeful place, from a positive place. Also, you know, intuiting what you want here. So, and where we're going is Muse of Materials. This is going to be King of Coins. This is having accomplished something, having finished the journey out, having manifested something, incarnated something. Something comes into reality. There's going to be something, and it's been a long journey. It's been a long trip. A lot of work has gone into this, but the situation, it has fully bloomed, fully developed, and yeah, it's the end of a long journey of making something happen. And you get there, but a lot of planning has gone involved. We're going to honor that. And it manifests into reality. Yeah. So something actually happens, and you actually get there, and you ride off into the sunset with everything you need, and having accomplished what you set out to accomplish. So very successful. This is basically confidence is your key to success. And this is like your possible outcome here is just straight up success. Worked for, long time coming success. All right, let's see here. It's been a long journey. All right, Wild Kuan Yin, do you have one little card for us, please? One little card for the Gemini. Good. Oh, 2 cards. What? Oh, but 2 lovely cards. Oh my God. Yeah. We have sunshine coming. We're looking, this is We have a very bright future ahead of us. We've got to, if we don't have shades, we've got to at least shade our eyes. Very bright future. And that's what I keep seeing here, something very positive coming from this. And a lot of healing coming from this. So we'll start with this one. The strength of you. Are you doubting your ability to heal or recover? There's nothing that has fundamentally damaged your spirit, your will, or your heart, no matter how broken those parts of you may feel at times. They have only ever been broken to heal stronger. They have not been broken beyond repair and never will be. Gonna be okay. It's just a shift in energy being asked for here, not a... You're gonna be okay. Brightness of your future. Listen to your discontent, your yearning. You want something true? You should not just be quiet and get back to your day job or how things have been, as if you are making a drama out of nothing. You are meant to be moved by these feelings to become more alive. Trust in the brightness of what is meant to be. So, yeah, lots of deep feelings here. We had that in the whole top row of emotions. Lots of deep feelings. Some of them very uncomfortable. And I'm getting, with this grief card here, this sense of brokenness and the healing, though, that we're coming out of this with. And this discomfort, uncomfortable feelings, uncomfortable emotions, but moving through that to a much better place. All right, Gemini, hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching.